Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into the brilliant and, frankly, disruptive world of lab-grown diamonds. We're going to look at how this one technology is shaking a centuries-old industry to its very core and what it all means for one of the most powerful symbols of love and luxury on the planet.
So let's just kick things off with the most mind-blowing fact of all. Experts all agree, without some pretty specialized, high-tech equipment, no one, not even a seasoned jeweler, can tell the difference between a diamond grown in a lab and one pulled from the earth. They are, for all intents and purposes, identical.
And because they're identical, you've seen this seismic shift in the market. Back in 2018, lab-grown stones were just a tiny 2% niche product. Fast forward to today, and they've absolutely exploded to over half the engagement ring market. That's a complete industry revolution in just 6 years.
So what's the number one reason for this massive takeover? It's simple: price. A lab-grown diamond can be up to 90% cheaper than a natural one of the exact same quality. That's a staggering difference that just completely changes the game for anyone looking to buy a diamond.
Okay, so what are we really talking about here? To get why this is so disruptive, we've got to understand the product itself. Are these lab-grown diamonds actually real? And, how in the world are they even made? All right, first things first. These are not fakes. We're not talking about something like cubic zirconia. In 2018, the U.S. Federal Trade Commission basically settled the debate for good. They officially stated that a lab-grown diamond is a real diamond. Same chemical makeup, same crystal structure, same hardness, same sparkle. It's the real deal. The only real difference between them is their origin story. It's a tale of two timelines. A natural diamond is the incredible result of billions of years of insane heat and pressure deep inside the earth. A lab-grown diamond, on the other hand, is the result of human ingenuity, created in just a few weeks by recreating those exact same conditions in a lab.
So how do they do it? Well, the most common way is a process called chemical vapor deposition, or CVD. Think of it like this. You start with a tiny, razor-thin slice of a diamond. They call it a seed. You stick it in a chamber, pump in gas that's full of carbon, and then superheat it into a plasma. From there, the carbon atoms literally rain down onto that seed, building up the diamond, atom by atom, layer by perfect layer.
And this process is so pure, so perfect, that the only way to tell the difference is with that advanced machinery I mentioned. See, most natural diamonds have tiny, trace amounts of nitrogen that got trapped inside as they formed over billions of years. Lab diamonds are grown in a pure carbon environment, so they're typically nitrogen-free. That tiny atomic signature is the only giveaway.
So if you're out there shopping for a diamond today, the whole decision-making process has changed. It's not just about the classic 4 C's anymore, cut, color, clarity, and carat. A whole new set of things has come into play, forcing you to weigh tradition against technology.
You can really break this new dilemma down into a different set of 3 C's. First, there's cost. How much bling you can get for your buck. Then, there's conscience, the whole ethical and environmental story behind the stone. And finally, there's cachet, the perception of luxury and, crucially, its long-term value.
Let's start with cost, because the numbers here are just dramatic. A high-quality, 2-carat natural diamond, which is a really popular size for an engagement ring, is going to set you back typically about $25,000.
Okay, now get this. That exact same diamond, same size, same quality, same sparkle, if it was grown in a lab, it's going to cost you around $2,500. That's a tenth of the price. For many people, that math just makes the decision for them.
Then you've got conscience. Now, the diamond industry has cleaned up its act a lot with things like the Kimberley process to stop blood diamonds, but that history still casts a long shadow. And then there's the environmental toll. For every single carat of natural diamond that's mined, about a ton of earth gets displaced. Lab-grown diamonds just sidestep all of those concerns, which is a huge deal for younger buyers.
But, and this is a huge but, the major trade-off is cachet and resale value. Natural diamonds are still widely seen as an investment, a rare thing that holds value. And yeah, their prices have dropped recently, but there's still a market to resell them. Lab-grown diamonds, they have virtually no resale value. They're seen as a cool piece of technology, a manufactured product, not a rare asset.
And that distinction between a luxury asset and a manufactured good? Well, it became brutally, painfully clear just recently. Right when the lab-grown market seemed completely unstoppable, it just hit a wall, and it shocked the entire industry.
Starting around 2022, the price of lab-grown diamonds didn't just fall.
it completely collapsed. In just a couple of years, wholesale prices plummeted by over 70%. It was a classic bubble bursting, and insiders literally called it a bloodbath, as the market just got flooded with too much supply.
So what happened? Well, it was a perfect storm. You had massive overproduction, mostly from China, which just flooded the market. At the exact same time, demand in China crashed because of a tough economy and falling marriage rates. And to top it all off, you had this cultural shift where young people there started calling diamonds an IQ tax and decided to buy gold instead. Ouch!
And this quote just perfectly illustrates the real-world hit for consumers who bought at the peak. Imagine buying something for $3,000 and then seeing it for sale for under $900 just a short time later. It really hammered home the idea that these are a consumer good, not a lasting investment. So all of this, the incredible rise, the spectacular crash, the confusion, it's forcing everybody to step back and ask a pretty fundamental question. What does a diamond even represent anymore in the 21st century?
In response, what you're seeing is the industry trying to draw a very clear line in the sand. Natural diamonds are being positioned as the ultimate luxury good. They're all about rarity, tradition, investment, fine jewelry. Lab-grown diamonds, on the other hand, are being marketed as fashion jewelry, smart, modern, accessible, a way to get that big, stylish look without the huge price tag.
But what's really fascinating is that the true long-term value of this diamond-making technology might have nothing to do with jewelry at all. Because diamonds are unbelievably strong and amazing at handling heat, they're becoming essential for high-tech stuff like advanced semiconductors, powerful lasers, and even quantum computing.
Which leaves us with this incredible question, one that really challenges one of the most successful marketing slogans in history. In a world where we can create a perfect, identical copy of something, what actually gives it value? Is it its rarity and its billion-year-old story? Or is it just its physical beauty and what it means to you, personally? It really makes you wonder, what does forever truly mean now?